Hey guys, how are you doing? So, if you know me personally or you spent time with me, you're going to probably know that I love Oprah Winfrey a lot, and I really do respect Oprah. But if there is one thing that Oprah has taught me, and I have realized that is actually a very necessary thing for our growth and development, is the power of intention. The reason why we have to set our intention for what we want to do, for what we want to achieve, and it's really important. And so, because of that, I decided that why don't I create an episode where I really just come to talk to you guys about my intention for this platform? So, what do you think? Should we do that? All right, let's do that. So now, when it really comes down to it, I have two main intentions for this platform. Now, the first reason, and this is on the personal side, like what I gained from doing this is what I realized. Number one, why am I numbering things? I don't need to number them. But the first thing is, and this is my own personal reason, this is what I get from this podcast, is the fact that I realized that I am an auditory processor. Now, what does that mean? I don't even know if this is a real word, honestly. I just heard Kristen Perry talk about it and was like, oh, yes, that sounds a lot like me. But based on how he defined it, an auditory processor is someone who gets clearer the more they talk about something. And so if you've met me, you've realized that I would not say I talk a lot, but I do a lot of talking, most especially when I'm interested in something and I want to learn about something. I ask questions. I talk through even what I don't know about. And that's one of the things that this podcast affords me to do. So most times when I sit down in front of the mic, I actually get off the mic clearer than before I sat down. Because in talking to you guys about whatever we're talking about in that episode, I tend to learn more, I tend to get clearer on things. And so ultimately, it just helps me grow in that way. And now, the second thing, which is like the real and the main reason why I actually created a Rootduty platform, is because I know that, or I have come to realize that, I know we are humans, we have gifts. And I have realized that one of my gifts is I have the gift of understanding. And what that means is that I have the ability to understand complex things a lot easier and faster than the average person does. And with that understanding, I believe comes the responsibility of passing that knowledge and information up to other people. I believe that the fact that I can understand things in a way that most people can't means that I guess they're like it's just like I have to help bridge that gap between the information and the understanding of it with my gift. And that's also the second thing. That's the main thing I really try to do with this episodes. I try to get you, hopefully most of the time we talk about what I'm learning. And with what I'm learning, I try to help you with the information and what I'm learning so that with the intention, back to we're talking about intention, right? With the intention that you would be able to glean something from the things that I have learned that you can be able to apply to your own life, that in return would actually make you a better person, would help with your growth, would help with your development, could even just help with making you feel like, oh, I'm not the only one who does this, or I'm not the only one who has this flaws. And so, yeah, that's kind of like really what I try to do with this podcast. And it has been going well because sometimes I do, yes, my numbers are growing, but sometimes I create an episode and people are reaching back to me and they're talking about how they really learned something from what I said. And it really helps because my natural disposition, I have realized, is not to share, is to learn and just keep learning and not sharing it with anybody. But I'm realizing that even if in that way, if I could serve people with my lessons, if I could serve you guys with what I've learned, with the hope that it helps you become a better person, then maybe I get to sleep a lot better at night, knowing that I've made a difference in this world somehow. Because I probably said this a lot, but I've realized that if I die today, one of my biggest regrets, and this goes back to that understanding thing, will be the fact that I did not share as much as I could with the world in the limited time that I had. And that is the reason why I actually have the Rootduty platform, and I try to be consistent in it and help me God. I've been working in it. So guys, yeah. So if you were ever wondering why does she sit on a mic? Why does she create these episodes? Does she just want to be famous? Honestly, I am not really a big fan of the whole idea of fame right now because I know it seems like we're all clamoring for fame, but most times when I think about the idea of fame, I am scared. I use the word scared, yes, because it's something I'm walking past, but I really don't think it's a really worthy trade-off for people to know my name and I don't have my privacy and I don't have my, like, literally there's so many people that at the cost of famous they can't even walk into the grocery store or they just can't live their life normally. And I'm like, do I really want that? I don't really know. I don't really think it's a worthy trade-off because I know we probably have this mentality that, oh, with fame comes the money, but honestly, you can make a whole lot of money without the fame. Trust me. Some of the people who make the most money in this world, you don't even know them. Well, except because Forbes gives us like the top numbers, but there's so many people with like really crazy money and they're in the background and nobody even knows them. You see them and you probably walk past them and all of that. So that's not part of my intention for doing this. I could sleep well, knowing nobody knows my name, but I guess I have to serve and I have to do what I have to do. For mom, oh, that's a song that just came to head and I wanted to just hum it, but I wouldn't. So, guys, I just really hope this was something and it helped you understand my intention for this platform a little bit more so that we have a better understanding. And when you sit down with me, you're like, what is she doing? You're like, oh, yeah, she's sharing what she's learned with us with the hope that we can learn something too. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate this. I love you. I don't really know if I do, but I would really want to get to the point where I can actually say that and really mean it. But all right, guys, I'll see you in the next episode. But until then, you keep growing. All right, bye.